You're listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Saturday the 5th of April, 2025. It is 16 days after the spring equinox. It is 76 days before the summer solstice. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 16th day of Germinal, the day of the laitue, the lettuce. The sun rises today at 6:32 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:58 p.m. The sun sets today at 7:25 p.m., civil twilight ends at 7:53 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 8:26 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes, 39 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing gibbous phase and is 57% full at midday. The full moon will arrive on Saturday, the 12th of April. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the early morning, high tide, 4:42 a.m., 1 meter 40. Near midday, low tide, 11:25 a.m., 15 centimeters. In the evening, high tide, 6:45 p.m., 1 meter 19. At night, low tide, 11:28 p.m., 27 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, at Hallett's Cove, bread has been tossed onto the beach. The seagulls swirl around, landing to eat. But crows are there too, flying in amongst the seagulls, who react by trying to chase them off. The crows are smart, however, and flying carefully with perfect timing, snatch pieces of bread from the beach one by one, flying away with their prizes, much to the consternation of the gulls. Their crow folk cheer them on from atop the trees lining the cove. Commemorations. On this day in 1922, the American Birth Control League was founded in New York City by Margaret Sanger. It was dedicated to sex education and helping women take control of their own fertility through the use of modern contraception. Clinics made their services available to a wide public. In 1942, the League became the Planned Parenthood Federation of America. A somber anniversary. On this day in 1992, Serbian troops began their siege of Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia. The multi-ethnic, multi-faith city was subjected to the longest siege in modern military history. Remember all those slain in the name of ethnic chauvinism during the brutal Yugoslavian civil wars. On this day in 1856, Booker T. Washington was born. Born into slavery, he was freed by the advance of Union troops into the Confederacy. He received a good education and would rise to become the first leader of the Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. Through his long career, he advocated for black education and economic betterment through hard work. Because of his prominence nationwide, he was invited to dine with Theodore Roosevelt at the White House, the first time a black person publicly met the president on equal terms. His approach to developing black talent and success within the segregated South was seen by some as too accommodating. W.E.B. Du Bois was one of his critics. Nevertheless, he achieved much for black Americans in a very difficult period of our history. On this day in 1955, Akira Toriyama was born. He was one of the most influential manga artists of his generation. He is especially remembered for his series Dragon Ball, which was inspired by the Chinese novel Journey to the West and Hong Kong martial arts films. On his death, it was clear he had reached a broad international audience. French President Emmanuel Macron sent his condolences, as did the Chinese government. In Mexico City, a huge crowd gathered in the Plaza de la Constitucion, where hundreds of fans did the Genki Dama hand motion, arms up, palms facing the center, pooling energy together, in honor of the artist. And finally, today is Children's Day in Palestine. Remember especially the children of Gaza, and how many of them have been killed or are now malnourished and traumatized as they live through the systematic annihilation of their home. And that is the Observatory, Saturday the 5th of April, 2025.